Hi, it's Rabbi Alex, and I'm here right outside of the Shir Shalom office because I want to show you something. We have right over here something that you should be aware of, which is our prayer cards when you go to visit someone in the hospital, or if you're in the hospital, or if you're in need of healing. And on here we have various prayers: a prayer for strength, Psalm 121, what's a prayer before surgery, prayer for courage, and Debbie Friedman and Dror Settle's Misha Berach prayer. This is just an easy way, an easy thing to turn. And I want to point it out to you because sometimes you walk by it and you don't notice. Visiting someone who is sick is one of the hardest things to do. It means going into a space of discomfort, maybe not knowing what to say, what to do, and feeling inadequate. But it's so important. We have Bikur Cholim, visiting the sick, as one of the central kindnesses that we can offer as human beings, in addition to welcoming the guests and burying our dead. It's really part of the fabric of society. In this week's Torah portion, Metzorah, it begins with Aaron, the high priest, having to do one of the most impossible tasks, to actually leave the Israelite camp and to visit with the Metzorah, which is often called the person suffering from leprosy, some type of skin ailment, but regardless, to go into that space of infirmity. Here is the most important Israelite outside of Moses, and he's actually going outside of the camp to visit and to help heal and be present with the Metzorah. And this is a really important lesson, perhaps more important than his duty on high holidays of entering into the Holy of Holies and communing with God, is the high priest going to the place of sickness and illness and bringing healing there. I learned a story from Susanna Heschel, that's the daughter of Abraham Joshua Heschel, last week, where she taught at the Central Conference of American Rabbis Convention in Cincinnati. She taught that her father, Abraham Joshua Heschel, always told a story about his grandfather, the Apter Rabbi, who's also Abraham Yehoshua Heschel, who Abraham Joshua Heschel is named after. The Apter Rabbi loved to sit with people and just hear their stories. And one time, someone asked him, "How can you do that? How can you sit with people so often and just hear what they have to say when they're coming from a place of suffering?" And he told this person that every year, every time I sit with someone, it wounds my heart. It leaves a scar in my heart. And then on Yom Kippur, I go in front of the Almighty and I beg God not only to heal my heart, but to heal all those who I've talked to, all those who are suffering. Abraham Joshua Heschel used to say, to be a prophet, which is something he considered himself, was to be able to feel the sadness of others. To feel the sadness of others. And it was important that it would not just be him and him alone, or not just be the rabbis, but that everyone should have a little grain of prophecy within. And if we each have that little grain, it's like we're Aaron going outside of the community, sitting with the leper, and making that person feel better. So take these cards, be present for one another, and help to heal the world. Have a great rest of your week. Shabbat Shalom.